So,
Laura,
Thor
Ragnarok, was it?
Yep, that's the one.
Cool. Do you want to introduce why you chose that?
I did make a list for this very question.
Excellent.
Right, this is what I remember about Thor Ragnarok. Good synth, a very good cast. It's a sort of, we don't normally go for this sort of genre, as far as I can remember. We also don't really go for sequels, because it's an odd thing to do, because, you know, we won't understand what the jokes are. But nevertheless, we should not be put off. We enjoy the previous films of Taika Waititi, who directed this. So some of the jokes are about to land. And those are my reasons. And I just fancied some mindless superhero action stuff. Because, that's
mindless
what you're
superhero?
Sometimes,
Are you telling me you didn't get how it was all... No,
Sorry,
I don't know anything.
Cerebral superhero action. So has anyone seen this before? I feel like I know that two of you haven't seen it before, but I wondered about Fernando. And also Claire, because I don't actually know.
This is the third time that I watched
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's fine. I enjoy it. I like it.
Good.
Watched it twice before. You must have liked it.
Indeed, I think that the reason I watched it a second time is because I liked it the first time. Yes.
Excellent.
Did you like it the third time?
I also liked it. I mean, I liked it so much that I own it. As in, not only can I watch it at Disney Plus for free, well, I guess virtually free, but I can also use the version that I had previously bought when Disney Plus did not exist.
Wow. So did you watch it twice to compare the quality on Disney Plus?
Yes, which is also something that happens when I watch sports and I don't like the result of the match that I saw. I'm hopeful that in the repetition something will change.
It's a good plan.
Yeah. What about you guys?
Claire?
It's alright.
Okay. That's better than I thought.
There were funny bits. And
okay. Good. Excellent.
Yeah. I think that's all I've got.
I'm sensing some hesitation, but...
I was waiting for the word but there.
Yeah.
Really? Well, that's just because you're a cynic.
Oh, that'll be it.
Not the best film we've watched.
Okay. Maybe not.
Yeah. Michael, what did you think?
Yeah, Michael.
I wasn't too impressed, to be honest.
Yeah, I thought that might be the case.
I thought the major thing it had going for it, which really saved it, was that it didn't take itself too seriously. Big action blockbusters like this, like Star Wars or whatever, take themselves way too seriously, and when they end up being a bit rubbish, it's a bit embarrassing for them because they think they're such a great film. Whereas this, it was fun, it was lighthearted, lots of bright colours, crazy characters, and that kept it moving, even though it's probably not the best film I've seen.
It was a romp. A space romp.
A space romp.
I wouldn't go as far as to say it was a celestial ballet.
No, maybe not.
Is that what we say? A cosmic ballet. It wasn't a cosmic ballet.
Cosmic ballet.
But it was
the
a space
award
romp.
for most abstract cosmic ballet goes to not Thor Ragnarok.
It was maybe like a cosmic teenagers who've learned the moves to the newest S Club 7 song in their bedroom. Yeah.
They've had a brave go at it.
It would be a cosmic one of them. Yeah. They tried really hard and they had fun. and they didn't hurt anyone. But it's It's not the National Ballet.
A cosmic bit of a knees up.
Yeah. It's a cosmic slosh.
That's it.
I'm also curious to know if you've seen any of the other Thor films or Avengers films.
Yes.
No, and I think that possibly let this down quite a bit as well. There was a lot of who are these people?
Oh, no.
That said, there was just enough like shoehorned in, they call it expository dialogue, that just sort of gave me enough to work with, and that was good. That made it at least not. It meant I wasn't lost.
Oh, that's good.
I didn't think it was too bad in terms of. Like, it was pretty good as a standalone story.
Was it?
Well, as long as you know who the Hulk is, which I think is probably fair assumed knowledge.
Yeah.
I really didn't know who the Hulk was. I know that the Hulk is a man who gets angry and turns green and big.
Yeah,
but I didn't know anything. Yeah, okay.
That's all you needed to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. For example, I didn't know that he loses his memories when he switches between the two personas. I thought that was just him when he was angry, and then he went back to not being angry. But no, he doesn't remember who he is or where he was. It's like a Jekyll and Hyde thing, right?
I think so. That's what this film would imply anyway, but to be honest, I can't remember.
Yeah. But I'm sure they established this well in the other 6 films we presumably should have watched.
I thought they made a specific point of saying that he had lost his memory this time and that he normally manages to keep control better.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know, because he was...
Right.
He really did get lost in this film, like it was just the Hulk for like years, 2 years or something. But I don't think it's as nuanced as we are perhaps making it.
We'll wait till a bit later when we do that.
Yeah.
Can't wait for symbolism.
Yeah, so I want to say they gave us enough to get us through the story. I didn't spend a lot of time saying, oh God, what's going on? I wish I'd watched a previous film. I knew what was going on.
I didn't spend a lot of time saying that, that's true.
No. But what I did lose out on was, I think, caring. Like I was supposed to know who Thor was, and I was supposed to know who Loki was.
Yeah.
And I think there had been a lot of stuff go on with Thor and Loki with them betraying each other. And are they really brothers, or do they hate each other's guts, or is he good really? And I feel like this delivered on quite a lot of build up that I had no context for. I was just like, oh, I guess this is a good guy.
Yeah, I can see why that would be confusing for you.
I wonder if it is explained in the very first Thor movie, as in perhaps it is a little bit more explained that Loki and Thor aren't technically, or at least not from birth, from the first family, but I don't think that they say who Thor is and who Loki is. I think that it's also some kind of assumed knowledge that you I think they expect you to have watching the first film anyway. So I think it's okay for us not to fully know who they are.
Yeah,
and I think that there are I think that there are many references to the myths of Loki, Thor, and Ragnarok that I think they were just introduced at this film, and they did not really have to do much with the previous Thor movies.
All right.
Yeah, I think most people know about Odin and like Thor, maybe not Loki so much, but also like I think it's a pretty well known trickster character.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess the first 2-3 films kind of build on that relationship, so you would be missing out on that for sure.
But for example,
got the gist.
And for example, the dog, the massive dog. I don't think that he was introduced. I don't think that they ever referenced him in any of the previous films.
No, yeah, I think that was a new. Mm-hmm.
And I think that one can watch this film and never realize that the dog is actually the one that is meant to bring Ragnarok to realization.
Which dog?
The black dog. I guess it was a wolf.
Yeah, okay. The big
the
thing.
giant one that Halla had.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So unless you had actually read things about Norse mythology, then perhaps I think it's just not really important to know. I think you just have to let yourself enjoy the story and not worry too much about it.
My primary Thor knowledge of the Vikings didn't get me very far with the mythology. Got me through Thor and Odin and Loki's some kind of shapeshifter or something.
See, I never got that in school. This was basically all new to me.
But you're from Aylesbury, aren't you? Not a coastal town.
Yes, we didn't suffer too badly from the Viking invasion.
Ravaged.
Although having seen the most recent season of that Viking program, which was set like almost entirely at Aylesbury, I was starting to think that was a big deal.
Yeah, but they were all Saxons.
True. Oh, until the Vikings come and burn the entire place down, right?
Yeah, the Danes. They've got all this mythology.
The Danes. Yeah.
They don't talk about it a lot in The Last Kingdom.
No, they don't. It's a bit sad, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
I guess keeping lots of screen time for just footage of Uhtred murdering people.
Yeah. It's a good decision,
and having sex.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
The show Vikings, funnily enough, does very much go into it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I bloody
is
love
that
it.
Prerequisite for watching Thor Ragnarok?
Yeah, did I not say?
Watching Vikings. So is this how the Marvel films work? That you can pretty much follow the film, but you maybe don't get all of the backstories and stuff?
I think most of them probably do work a bit like that. Well, okay. I don't know, to be honest. So you've never seen any of the Avengers films?
I've seen Ant-Man. Is that one of them?
Yeah. Yeah. I'd say that's probably the most self-contained one.
Okay. I thought it was quite good.
Yeah.
It was quite funny.
I saw Black Panther. That was quite good.
Yeah.
I'm going to say probably better than this, and probably required less knowledge.
Yeah, that also pretty self-contained, I suppose. I suppose those aren't sequels as well.
Better than Thor Ragnarok. I cannot believe you just said that. I'm sorry.
No.
I have to leave now.
Fight.
In a way, I feel like it's okay that you have to have seen the previous films, because obviously it's a sequel, you should just see the other films. And also, if they're making it so it still does work, then it's a bit like all the storytelling that's been going on for millennia, and all of that. Like if you read the Iliad, it doesn't really make any sense unless you know all of the rest of the Trojan War epic and all of that. But you have to be able to expect people to have some cultural knowledge, and so I think that's sort of all right. And now that I've seen this one, I'll understand the next one I see a bit more, and that's sort of okay. So yeah, I don't want to sound like I'm criticizing it for that.
Mm-hmm. I totally see what you mean. I think that I can appreciate life more now that I've watched Thor Ragnarok. Previously, life didn't really make sense. But now I think it does.
I feel the same way. That's exactly why I picked it.
Superb.
Maybe it is a cosmic ballet.
No, I'm sticking with Cosmic Macarena. That's what it is.
Cosmic Macarena.
Just sort of stick to what you know. Keep doing it. Stick to the formula. Don't do anything too bold.
Yeah. And you can join in for one cycle. Yeah. So it's fine. You don't need to be there for the whole dance. You can just jump in for one.
It's not like a conga line where you're stuck until everyone else stops.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what's so good about the Macarena. It's the best dance ever. Everybody knows it.
It's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a universal human dance. I'm willing to say.
I want to see a social anthropology paper where you establish that the Macarena has arisen in 3 completely unrelated incidents at different times in different places.
With that song specifically. It's amazing how they've reproduced it.
In Spanish for some reason.
Did anyone watch the videos that I sent in advance that might have helped you understand a couple of the jokes?
Yes, was it just one of the videos?
I thought I sent 2, but maybe I just sent the one.
I think it was just one.
Oh, I thought I sent 2.
I watched Black Widow taming the Hulk.
Okay. Fair enough.
What joke did we miss?
There was something that happened in the first... It was a great joke, Claire. You'd have bloody loved it. It was when the Hulk in the first Avengers film beat the shit out of Loki. It was it was a really clever, really funny joke.
That sounds really good.
Yeah, so that's why Loki was so scared when he first saw the Hulk. Here, he was like,
I get it.
Oh shit, this guy.
Yeah.
Callback. Lots of these clever little callbacks all the way through.
I like
that.
Yeah. Some good post-traumatic stress.
Yeah, indeed.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hilarious.
Mm-hmm. This is like the time when I tried to make you watch 21 Jump Street.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes I watch...
that was... This film had a lot going for it. 21 Jump Street was just appalling.
I think I didn't hate 21 Jump Street, did I not?
Oh, right. I seem to remember you didn't click with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but... Yeah, no.
I'm in a pattern now where I'm not trying to pick films that I think any of you will like.
I've noticed that. And yet you've done quite a good job of, while picking stuff that you think we're going to hate, you've actually got quite a few hits that we've really enjoyed recently. And that's good. I'm glad you're pushing the boundaries.
Yeah. Go on then. What did you hate about this? Should we go over it? Right. Get in.
Right. So, does anyone else want to go first? Because I've got quite a few.
No, go for it.
Great.
I would just like to say before we start that I actually do really like it as a film. So, okay.
Cool. And I want to say that I don't totally hate it. There were good things. So Thor has horrible muscles, and I don't like them.
Oh.
Anyone else? They're a bit too big, a bit veiny, a bit horrible.
I just feel like we simply cannot have this film club discussion anymore.
Were you guys a fan of the muscles? Like a bit of muscle?
Yes.
I'm used to seeing Thor with... I mean, it's not my personal cup of tea, but it doesn't offend me.
Yeah, okay.
It is my personal religion, and it does offend me.
And yes, that's okay. So, some of the stuff I didn't like in particular... the Valkyrie.
Okay.
What's her name?
I don't know, Valkyrie.
Did we ever find out her name?
I'm sure we did.
Okay.
I can't remember it. Good point.
So, she for me was a lazy, formulaic character that I've seen too many times before, which is a cynical, jaded, sort of shitty female character who just says badass stuff and looks moodily into the distance and swears at people. And I just found her so unsympathetic all the way through, even though I think I was meant to go, wow, she's so amazing. I just, every line she was saying, I was like, why are you still on the screen? I'm not enjoying this. So I didn't like her. Whereas I did like, I guess, Thor and Loki's characters, because they were kind of fun.
Yeah.
And I really liked the Grandmaster.
Oh, yeah. He was great.
Of Sikaar.
Enjoyed that.
He was very good. I've forgotten the actor's name now.
Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum, that's it. Yeah, he did a really good job there. Some of the funny bits were kind of cheesy and a bit lame. Some of them were absolute gold, though. And each one, I didn't know which one was going to come next. So things like the rock guy,
Korg,
yeah,
who I take it was Taika Waititi, right?
Yeah.
He so he would do these little jokes that felt like they were falling a bit flat, like saying, "Hi guys, we're going to get on the ship and go up into space. Do you want to come with us?" I just sort of thought, this is a bit weak. But then when he was throwing stuff at Loki's hologram, and then at the end of the scene, out of nowhere, he shouts, "Piss off, stupid ghost!" I just didn't expect it at all, and it really made me laugh. So yeah, there was some and some. Over-reliance on big action scenes.
Yeah.
And the action was not like Lord of the Rings, it was like The Hobbit.
Yeah, that's a really good note. That is, I completely agree with that.
And by that I mean that there's a few different ways in which that's true. One is the Lord of the Rings does everything with physical effects that it can and uses CGI where it has to. And this was basically an animated movie.
Yeah.
Everything was done with CGI and it looked fake, unfortunately. So that I've got a whole section on rubbish CGI. Everything looks light. There's no feeling of weight, and I'm sure this must be something that they could have solved like 10 years ago, but for some reason this is still happening in films. Just whenever they're punching each other, it looks like they're just sort of moving their fist through the air and a hologram falls over or something. It's just, there's no feeling of weight. And that feeds into the real problem with the action scenes, which was that there was no feeling of danger. I was never on edge the whole time. It was clear what was going to happen, that it was clear that these people aren't going to be actually getting hurt because this is just a bit of an action scene that's just a bit of filler. And that makes that action pointless.
Yep.
And there was a bit of the old, again, The Hobbit, like in the Lord of the Rings, these massive Uruk-hai that they're having to use like all their superhuman strength just to knock one of them over. And then in The Hobbit, it's like Bilbo throws a rock and it knocks 3 of them over. And then those 3 each knock another 2 of them over, and they're all dead. And there was a bit of that stuff, like the those undead, the undead army type thing that Haller came up with. They were just meaningless peons that weren't. Yeah, there was no stakes there, and there were things that they could have done that could have made that better, like doing more of it with motion capture or live actors, like using it a bit more sparingly and not editing it in such a way that this isn't an important scene, so everything's fine. And one that I've been noticing more and more is special effects tend to look fake if there's no way that the camera could be in that position in real life. So
interesting.
You'll have when it's done well, you'll usually have a scene with like a real backdrop and real camera movement, and then you'll put a CGI thing in. Whereas a lot of these shots were like a shot following Thor's hammer from outside it, so it spins round with and obviously there's no way a cameraman could be like dancing through the air like that to keep that fixed camera angle. And I think it was meant to be an interesting shot, but again, it just made it all look a bit more fake.
That's a good point.
Which was unfortunate. So yeah, I think if they'd just toned it all down a bit, it could have felt a lot more important. And he puts the hammer in the guy's mouth somewhere near the start, and he like has his legs inside the thing's jaws, which should have been just about as dangerous as it gets, and it was just like, oh, this is just a silly scene. So I didn't care. But yes, having said all of this all the way through, it wasn't taking itself too seriously, so it was kind of fine. It was just like, oh, this is a bit of fun.
Yeah, that's what I think. It knew that there was no real peril. Again, it was just a romp, wasn't it? But we should unpack some of the points that we could come back to. Maybe we should go back to Valkyrie. I think her name is Valkyrie.
What do you think of? Oh, her name is Valkyrie,
which is odd because that seems to be her like superhero name. I don't know what her actual name is.
Okay.
Well, what
Valkyrie will do.
God's name? His name's God.
True.
Very true.
Wow. So what did you think of God? I mean, Valkyrie.
I quite liked her. I thought she was sassy. She just played that. It was a bit of a cliche role, but she did the job for me. I feel like it's lazy writing when they give a character a kind of like a thing. They're like, this character, you know how that woman always chewed gum?
Mm-hmm.
What was that from?
Yeah, that was Imperium.
Imperium, yes. She chewed gum. The woman from Tom's Crown Affair was always drinking Coke. She was glugging Coke in a really horrible way. And this one, they were just like, let's make her an alcoholic. That's quirky and fun.
Yay.
Yeah, and unfortunately it was in like a way where almost every conversation with her, she'd be like, oh, what do I want to do tonight? Well, I guess I want to get drunk and drink like I always do. And then they'll say, get in the ship, and she says, I'll first let me finish this bottle of whiskey, but that won't take too long because I drink so much. It was poor.
Yeah. So yeah, that was lazy. But otherwise, I didn't mind her character, and I thought it was really cool when she was flying on the horse. I thought, where they have that flashback scene of them on the horses riding towards him. Some of the imagery was pretty cool. I think that's what they were going for. They were like, this is cool. Yeah. There's a wolf. A giant wolf. And Kate Blanchett.
Yeah, I totally didn't recognise her. I think I was supposed to.
Yep, yeah, definitely.
I didn't recognise her either, which was surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah, normally would. I didn't.
Yeah.
That's not much of a story, really, is it?
Must be a good actor.
There we go, yeah.
But what did other people think of Valkyrie? Or sorry, go on, what were you going to say?
No, I was going to move on to Halla, but no, Valkyrie.
I think I agree with you both. In some ways, like, yeah, it was a bit weak and stuff, but I didn't mind that so much. It was fine. I think she was useful as a link to like the historical stuff. That like what. So it would have been quite dull if it had just been Hela telling us what she'd done. Having like someone from the other side telling that story was at least helpful in terms of giving the story some depth rather than just, oh, a thing happened. Look at the ceiling.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, maybe not the best developed character, but still a decent character to have in there.
Useful plot device.
Yeah.
Very good. Fernando?
I did not like her. I did not like her behavior. And I also did not like how she was meant to be both an alcoholic and like a truly competent warrior, which to me are mutually exclusive. Yes, I think that when you have... Well, I mean, I do not know what the truth is, but to me, I think that when you have such a serious problem with alcohol, then that very likely, and I guess most definitely, intervenes and interrupts. I guess that it somehow disturbs the rest of your life, and maybe you cannot function as well as you would if you weren't using certain drugs. For example, I don't think that you can be an alcoholic and an elite athlete that goes to the Olympics. Maybe you can. Yeah. But I think that I don't think that it is encouraged. I don't think that they encourage Olympic athletes to drink a lot of alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah, things like hand-eye coordination and slow judgment affect your ability to fight, don't they? And alcohol affects those. Yeah, not an ideal quality in your chief warrior.
Well, if you can compartmentalise.
Except my argument is, I don't think that you can compartmentalize when you have such a severe alcohol dependency.
I think it's variable. Maybe. You might be right. I feel like my main problem with her alcoholism was that it was used as like a quirky character trait rather than being explored as something with any... I mean, it wasn't a nuanced film, so I guess I don't know what I wanted from it, but it was flippant. But she did not reform her ways in any way, which...
yes, she was still totally getting drunk at the end.
Why not? It's not a quick fix. Maybe it shouldn't be fixed. Maybe it just, we've had these conversations before.
Yes, there's nothing wrong with being an alcoholic. It's just the fact that people in the world are what gives you liver disease.
We all have to die, Michael.
Yes, it's true. Well, not Valkyrie. She's going to live forever or something.
Yeah. Something like that.
I think I wanted her to... she wasn't funny. And she wasn't interesting in a serious way. If she had been a funny character like the Stone Guy or like Thor, I could have got somewhere. But she was just sort of there, just kind of taking up space. It felt like they needed to have a third character to round out the story or something. I
think it would have been a very macho film otherwise. And it was already kind of a macho film because all the other characters were male. Oh, except Hela.
Yeah.
Except the baddie.
Except the baddie, the main villain. Oh, well done for this film. Yeah. You know what? This is a pretty good film. Gender-wise. I don't know if it passes the best test, but...
I don't know if there were any conversations between women. At all. Never mind. Not about men.
Yeah.
No, it can't have been many. So we had our other friend from our last Waititi film.
Oh, what's her name? The New Zealand woman.
Yeah, the police officer, wasn't she?
I love her so much.
But yeah, and she was the Grandmaster's other sort of protege, his other top officer, and she was competing with Valkyrie the whole time.
Oh, was her name
so that was a conversation,
142?
but maybe not. Yes.
Oh. You mean
Yes.
Oh, that's what he was calling her.
Yeah.
But yeah, they maybe had a conversation at some point, or
They
were
might
they
have done.
just
Talking.
sniping at each other to him? Oh, well. In any case, I think it would have been a better film if they had made Valkyrie as interesting a character as Thor and Loki were. Because for me, those were kind of interesting, watchable characters, and she was uninteresting and unwatchable.
Fair enough.
Wow.
Which is not because she was a bad actor. She seemed to be doing the job quite well, but they'd just given her very little interesting character to work with.
I mean, I didn't think Thor or Loki was particularly deep or interesting. I think they were caricatures in their own way.
Yeah, I guess they were amusing enough for me, or something. There was some interesting conflict, and it was funny. And Loki would always be up to no good.
Yeah.
Classic Loki.
Classic
and
Loki.
Thor had, what's he like?
Yeah. This is the first film. So people, I think, were a bit annoyed when this came out because they completely changed the character of Thor. If you go back and watch the other 3 Thor films, because they're not directed by Taika Waititi, so Thor's
3?
not... 3? 2? 2.
Wow.
Don't know.
Sorry,
anyway,
go on.
they obviously, they have completely different directors and they have totally different tones. They're not supposed to be comedies or funny. They don't have any jokes. Thor's not funny. He's just a kind of like... They sometimes do fish
Thor
out of water
was
jokes.
somehow funny.
They do the fish out of water thing, which is quite funny because they have him throwing coffee on the ground and being as though he's in. So you got to watch it to really get that.
He went to a pet shop.
Sounds amazing.
He went to a pet shop to buy a horse.
Yes.
I thought that was the most beautiful scene ever in the history of cinematography.
Yeah. Anyway, I still think we're getting a different Thor character in this film than we have had. Okay. So that's just for your information.
I think this is the best. I think this is the best the Thor film.
Okay.
I actually did not like
the Avengers.
I think that it's the best film ever. I think that it should be chosen as I'm not sure why people kept doing films after Thor Ragnarok.
Wow.
Just
we're going to have fun next Oscars. There's a nomination right there.
Veto.
If we bring in vetoes, we'll never get any... No one will win.
Well, that's true. That is a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
Because I would have vetoed almost all of your nominations for all categories, everyone.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Brilliant. Vetoes can be dangerous, couldn't they? So somebody once told me that the Marvel films are sort of every different genre. They're a random bunch of films that have all just been brought together into one universe, and that there's not really anything thematically that connects them.
I can kind of see that, yeah. The thing that does connect them is massive CGI fights where the heroes are in no danger whatsoever.
Okay.
And there's just a swarm of generic aliens or whatever.
Yeah.
And it really gets on my nerves. But now I'm starting to think maybe they're doing it on purpose, where they're like, this is just, everyone hates this. This is shit. Or maybe our fans like it. I don't know. You know, they just want to see
everyone loves it. I would like to point out how important and influential this film is. That our very own sabbatical team from the University of St. Andrews, when they were trying to be supportive during the coronavirus lockdown, it was the sabbatical team that said, this is the very last sentence of the very last sentences of the email they sent. So they said, "We can spread a little bit of St. Andrews wherever we are," or to paraphrase the Allfather Odin Borisum from Thor Ragnarok, "St. Andrews is not just a place, never was. St. Andrews is where our people stand, and even now, right now, those people need your help."
Oh.
That's perfect.
It was, of course, referencing the fact that most of the students were no longer in St. Andrews, but were spread around the world. And they said, well, St. Andrews is not just a place; it's where we are.
Yeah,
St. Andrew.
That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And in fact, if you look at the Wikipedia page of St. Andrews, it doesn't describe it as a place; it just describes it as where the people of St. Andrews are.
Who else has got more thoughts?
I'm now lying down.
I was listening to the Trojan War podcast, as I am now known to do. Oh, I tweeted him, by the way. He answered. It was nice.
I saw that. That was great. Particularly in the context of the other tweets that had come just before that he presumably didn't read. I thought
he
that
liked
was wonderful.
that one. He liked the other one. Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely. What a guy.
Yeah, what a guy. Yes, in the podcast, he was talking about in storytelling, particularly like ancient storytelling, the heroes have their own individual moments of like glory in battle. And there was a particular word for it. And I wish I could remember the word, but it was just like sort of you're panning around and they're just having their own standout like moments of combat that showcases their specific skills. And in fact, he mentioned that was something that the Avengers particularly did. And once again, he's bang on, because that happened a lot in this film, where, you know, the heroes had their moments of glory just against these faceless mass of enemies that really showcased their skills.
Like the new garden of the Bifrost. He had his own moment, I think.
Oh, that man.
When he used Des and Troy to help Asgard.
Scourge.
Yeah, Scourge. That was him.
Yeah,
yes, exactly, precisely. Yeah, when he leaps off of the thing and begins to battle them.
I think that was always going to happen. It wasn't very subtle how they made it, how they showed that he wasn't particularly comfortable in his new role.
Yeah.
I think he was always going to have a moment of clarity and do the right thing. But yeah, Des and Troy helped him out.
Yep.
All the way from Texas.
Texas.
That was fun.
Tex arse.
See if I had any more thoughts. What did you... Oh no, we can talk about the okay, they had a lot of cameos. Oh no, Fernando's gone again.
Oh, no. Bugger.
This is awful. We should give up on recording it.
Well, I don't think I have anything else to say. How about you guys?
I'm finished. All. Yeah.
Yes. Maybe we better finish it
I've
there
actually got quite a lot more that I'd like to say.
Well, sorry. We've got about 30 seconds before someone else disconnects.
I'm just going to play the music now.
Laura, get your phone. Get your phone.
I'm playing it now.
Don't play it off the internet. It'll crash it again. Oh my god. That's once a wrap.
Once a wrap. We're done.
Great stuff. So imagery.
Do you know what I really love is our professionalism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We give our all to this, don't we?
No time
We
for
run a
dwelling
good-
on thoughts like this. You just gotta fucking go for it. Come on. Pyramid of News Star. This could cut out at any moment, so everything you say should be a spoiler for everything else you're thinking.
Okay. Oh,
Claire, imagery, go.
It was brightly coloured. I didn't actually
Yes.
have any imagery to talk about. What I was going to say is that it was an interesting mixture of ancient mythology and like hyper modern futuristic technology.
I agree. Yes.
I thought that was cool.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yes.
nice.
Yes.
Awesome.
Also
Anyone
reminded
else?
me a bit of Southland Tales in that respect.
Oh, yeah, I suppose it did a bit. Now that I think about it.
Yeah.
But also not really, because I never want to think about that film ever again, so...
It was a lot better than Southland Tales, wasn't it?
Oh, it's hard to know,
incomparable. Oh my god.
I think they're pretty close. I think if Thor Ragnarok is the best film ever, then the Southland Tales is just a second place.
As the worst film ever and the best film ever, as we've said, are the same film, so...
Yeah.
Oh,
They go
and they're
all the
both
way
Southland
around.
Tales.
On the... Well... I give up.
Because maybe it's just that the rotation slowed by 0.0000001%. And actually, the best and worst films have merged into one.
Oh, maybe. And the scrappers were the neo-Marxists
Mm-hmm.
who were trying
Yeah.
to stop the government, as in the slaves,
Guy.
from throwing the vote. I feel like that was a plot in Southland Tales. They were voter fraud, but also this
Yeah.
other thing with the drugs that were also the energy source. That was a good film. God,
Okay.
making real use of
Was
this
it?
time.
Yeah. New tradition was how was
Oh,
this
yes,
connected to the last
connecting.
film?
What was the last film again?
Dark Waters?
Mark Ruffalo.
Waters. Oh, Mark Ruffalo. That's an easy one. Yeah.
Oh, who was he?
He was the Hulk.
The Hulk.
Oh, okay. Nice.
He was getting slowly more. There was an inversion of anger.
Yeah.
Don't know if that's connecting. Thought there's more.
Yeah, he was getting less
say about
angry in
that.
this one, more angry in the previous one.
And he
It
didn't
was-
care about the pollution.
Yeah.
It was probably also the fact that Dark Waters was trying to prevent Ragnarok in real life.
That's true.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Chemical Ragnarok. How about
C5
our
is
hero
Ragnarok.
fighting the big guy? Fighting DuPont versus fighting the Hulk.
Yeah.
Oh, the ultimate battle was with himself.
Oh!
Oh, except it wasn't really, because it was with his bitch of a wife.
You piece of shit! You don't care about your son!
He stubbed his toe today and you wouldn't even know that.
Mr. Manager, please stop making him feel like a failure. Disaster of a film.
Yeah. Did you like
yes.
the Hulk?
Yeah, he was fun, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was quite fun. Why
I
not?
liked Bruce
Good
Banner.
stuff.
I liked him as...
Bruce is great. Yeah,
Yeah.
I also like Bruce Banner. I don't like the Hulk.
fair enough.
Well, he was a bit like Captain Ahab, wasn't he?
I thought he was more like Jesus.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely, for sure.
Mm.
Can we also deal with the fact that it was a subtly cloaked promotion for male preference primogeniture by making the firstborn of the king a woman who it turns out was evil, so actually the real king shouldn't be the firstborn, it should be the firstborn male. Bloody
my
sexist
God.
film.
You're right.
It's outrageous.
I mean, I don't think Halla represented all women, did she?
She represented the firstborn of royalty. The female
I
firstborn.
suppose.
Yeah, classic woman, really,
Mm-hmm.
isn't it?
Yeah, she just got carried away, didn't she? Didn't know how to handle the
Classic
power.
woman
She was
starting a
probably-
coup.
She
Yeah.
was probably on her period. That's why that happened.
That'll be
Makes
it.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you recognise Idris Elba?
No.
Do you know who that is?
Yes.
Yes.
Good. Good start.
I love Idris Elba, but yeah, he looked very different. And at the end, I was like, "Oh, that makes sense. That was Idris Elba."
Who was he?
Now that I think about it, that he did look like Idris Elba.
Yeah,
He was like
Heimdall. The
Ooh,
guy
how-
who hid the rebels, and he used to do the summon the road.
Oh yeah, I've got him written down on the sheet here as Black Strider.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair
The
enough.
man from who came out of nowhere and started shepherding people into the caves and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we were supposed to recognise him, were we?
Yeah, that was another classic big camera angle change. Look at his face, triumphant music, and I
Yeah.
was like, who's this? But that was good.
The other cameos. We should talk about the cameos. Sam Neill.
Who is
You
that?
spotted Sam
sorry.
Neill.
Who's
You know who
Sam Neill?
Oh, the guy from Jurassic Park. And the Hunt for the Wilder People. The
That's
old man.
Jeff Goldblum.
You know the main character of Hunt for the Wilder People that's not the little boy?
Yeah, okay.
He was in the play.
ankle.
Yeah. You know the play at the beginning?
Oh,
Yeah.
That was
Cool.
he was playing
Oh,
Odin,
that's
I think?
good.
and Matt Damon was playing Loki.
Really?
Oh jeez.
I didn't recognise Matt Damon. I thought I
Yes.
knew who Matt Damon was.
I
Wow,
thought it
that's
was- I
a
thought
really
it was,
small part.
Yeah.
Mark Wahlberg.
Nope.
Oh, well.
That was funny because does he not play Loki in Dogma?
I've never seen Dogma.
Nice.
It's one of the Ben Affleck, Matt Damon films, I think. It's the two of
Right.
them. They play
Cool.
Beelzebub and Loki, maybe.
Cool.
The two main characters.
Oh, so he played Loki in that, and then he played someone playing Loki in this.
I
Yeah.
think so. I mean,
That's a nice touch.
he might not have done in Dogma, but that would be really nice if it did. So I'm going to pretend it did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So another one we had was Doctor Strange, right?
Oh yeah, he popped up.
The magician man.
Yep.
Oh,
Um,
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yep.
Yeah. Who stays at number 177A, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was his address.
Was that Baker Street, Bleecker Street?
I was it Bleecker Street?
It was definitely Bleecker Street they were on, 'cause
Yeah.
I thought that was cool. That it
Yeah,
was on
he was
Bleecker
at
Street.
177A Bleecker Street, where obviously Sherlock Holmes lives at 177B Baker Street.
Oh, I see.
Uh,
Very good.
So, nice little touch.
Yeah.
Again, a bit fan servicey, a bit lame, but that was fun.
I think I recognise Stan Lee as well.
Oh
was
yeah,
that-
he was in it.
He was like the barber or something.
Oh,
Yeah.
he died recently, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't know that.
So this would have been one of his last appearances, I guess.
I don't
Oh,
know.
when's this from?
I can't remember. 2017, 2018.
That sounds right.
Something along
Yeah.
those lines.
Well,
Oh, when he's with Doctor Strange, his beer glass keeps refilling. And that reminded me of one of the things I learned in primary school about Thor, was that he was, for some reason, challenged to drink this horn of water, and he drank for ages because he was like all smug and like, I'm the hero, I can do anything. And he drank and drank and drank, and then there was only like a tiny little bit out of the top of this horn of water by the time he finished and gave in. But it turned out that the horn was connected to all of the seas and all of the worlds, or something like that.
Oh.
Okay.
So the fact that he made a dent on it, and it was like unbelievable, and he is like amazing, but it was a trick. And the refilling beer reminded me of that.
Nice.
Maybe a little reference.
Oh yeah, I didn't know if it was like an allusion to that.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That really is everything from me now.
Me too, I think. I'm glad you got something out of it.
Yeah.
That's nice.
It was quite funny.
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't rush out to see another one, but yeah.
Can I tell you what my favourite joke is?
Yes.
It's when Korg is talking to Thor and asking him if he wants to join the revolution, and how he's telling him how it went really badly last time because they didn't print enough pamphlets.
Yep.
That was fun.
Yeah. Enjoyed that.
One other observation I'd like to run past people.
Yep.
Might be a thing. When he's arriving to meet the Grandmaster, he's like tied to the chair and travelling through this really surreal
simulator
situation. Was that the music from Willy Wonka that was playing in the background?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
like
also
the really
very much
creepy bot
enjoyed.
scene.
Yeah, that joke.
That was good.
Yeah. That was
Awesome.
fun. Great.
And that's
We
all
made
I
it.
had.
We can do a proper end, so we don't have to.
Once a wrap.
Once a wrap.
Once a wrap. Oh yeah, shall we do it again properly now?
Yeah. We'll just leave the manic bit in, I suppose.
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
It'll tell the story, won't it?
You should check the stats again. Maybe
I
if
checked
we've
them a
got
couple of days
listeners.
ago. We're back down to not enough for it to show us.
Damn it.
Oh,
Oh well.
So if anyone's listening, just say hi.
like and subscribe.
Twitter.com/secretfilmpod.
Something
Send us a
along
tweet.
those lines. Yeah.
Or leave a review on Apple Podcasts.
If it's nice. If it's
It
not
will make
nice,
very little difference.
I don't want to know.
I'd take bad ones at this point.
Mm.
Sorry, I'm ready.
Okay.